Thanks for taking the time to listen and watch my video. I made this video to help rank the overwhelming 21 Warbonds now for anybody that's new and interested in what's the best value and best efficiency bang for your buck and Warbonds to buy. This is my recommended order and tier listing of that. Now, of course, when it comes to how you want to spend your money on your game and your preference, buy your favorite ones first. I'm not here to criticize and tell you that you bought the wrong one or you spent your money wrong on the game. I'm just here to help guide, after having played with them all and used them all, my preference for meta in-game, what is the best efficiency. And note, all of this is, as of now, March 22nd, 2026, after the latest 21st Warbond came out of Entrenched Division. All of these are prone to being buffed or nerfed and changing. My personal rankings here are the numbers that you can see up front, so you don't have to watch the whole video to find that out. And it's Democratic Dust, Entrench, the new one that just came out, Polar, Servants, Freedom, yada yada. I would say that's the order to buy them. And then here on my left side, I have a highest power with stratagems in mind, just how I score them. Of course, this is my science, not game science, but I put them in a tier list of what are the best items to help you in-game, the most popular ones, seen as meta, strongest. Now, you can play the game on the highest difficulty with all the vanilla Warbond things without needing to buy these premium Warbonds for the best weapons. You can do plenty fine with the heavy machine gun, orbital precision strike, the recoilless rifle, the auto cannon, the basic grenades, and the scorcher that you can get in the regular Warbond. There are many items that you can do perfectly fine with in the vanilla base game without premium. Just wanting to make that clear. But if you have super credits and you want to buy and support the game, this is my recommended Warbonds. But people have gotten upset lately because they have now come up with the $50 and $100 option to buy super credits because they do have that much product available in their store, making them a expensive microtransaction game. If we take a look here at my sheet, you can see that down here there is a total of $155 for the Warbonds. It's $10 to buy a premium Warbond, but then you get 300 credits back inside the Warbond, so it makes it a net price of $700. However, the only two that don't have that is the Halo and the Killzone, which are partnerships of IP. They have to charge $15 for that, and they don't give you back. So those are the worst value to buy. Important note, the outliers here would be the Warp Pack in the control group. That lets you farm credits, so people like that, so that they can get more super credits, and I'll touch on that later. And then the other ones in here is the Hell Bomb. That's a very awesome pick for bots and some objectives that are a pain, that you could just have a Hell Bomb on your back, drop it, boom, easy, and it's 5-minute cooldown. It's pretty nice. Then you also have the new flamethrower that came out that, mind you, this came out just 4 or 5 days ago, so it might get nerfed. Pending pre-nerf, I would rank this Warbond as probably the third best one to get because of the cremator. And also, the Giga Grenade is very good, but you only have 2 of those. The next one is the Ultimatum inside the same Hellbomb War Pack. People like to use that. The Senator, which is in the Steeled Veterans. That is the only secondary weapon with Pen 4, so people like that for shooting Hulk eyes. And then the Crossbow Interrupter. Crossbow is seen as one of the best weapons, primaries, for explosion and fast, and you get the Eruptor in the same Warbond, and you get a grenade pistol to take out things, and thermites, people like their favorite. So that is why Democratic Demolition, since launch, and I believe forever will be, the first and best choice, and people don't argue about it. You just get a fully good kit of a loadout. Now, as for the money, it is $155 for all of the Warbonds, so you're looking at $125 for all the premium Warbonds. Why did I have them this order real quickly? Go through Democratic Damnation, great loadout, Dust Devils, another great one, loadout, you get more stratagems that you can use. Both of these are great expendable loadout. Cremator is now super powerful and is a great backpack. Portable Hellbomb is going to be very useful on the bots and all kinds of levels. Giga Grenade's nice, thermites everybody wants. Purifier is a great primary weapon, but you can also get the Scorcher in the regular Warbond. Steeled Veterans, people want the Senator. Siege Breakers, you get the Leveler for your final expendable loadout, and it's got some big boom. The Grenade Launcher is a pretty cool backpack. Again, it's got some neat things. And then after 8, I'm not really stuck on those first 8. Those are the first 8 are the ones that I can comfortably recommend in tier list levels. 9 through 14 it's up to like you. Those are all really close numbers. Whichever one you like. What theme do you want? Fire, electric build, gas build? What are you going for? Do you like the hover pack? Do you not like it? Things like that. Anti-tank. I think the faster reload armor, very handy. And then 15, 16, 17, 18, those are all pretty simple. And then the last 19 through 21, I would say, do not buy unless you really want that theme. And Halo's cool. Halo's very cool. But there's nothing that you need to have from those. Let's go through the armors real quick. Desert Stormer is the best armor in the game. That's why I have it as my second recommended Warbond. You get some electric is very powerful because you need that so that you can survive a lot of electric strikes. Like fire and gas, you can survive with normal or Desert Stormer. And then Reduced Signature is the stealth one, the only best stealth armor in the game if you want that. And faster reload mags is a very powerful armor to have. The rest are nice to haves, like fire and gas, to make yourself immune if you want to. Fire, you won't be immune, but you'll be able to last on fire for longer if you're doing a full fire build. The gas at maximum armor and heart booster pretty much makes you immune to gas, so that's very powerful. Melee, peak physique, and rock solid if you want to do melee damage. I don't like buying things in the Superstore because they are rather expensive, and typically it's half the price to buy one weapon or armor from the Superstore as it is to get an entire Warbond. So you're looking at $3 to $4, and a Warbonds are $7. So the Superstore is expensive. There is over I think there's $180 worth of Superstore items, and it's $155 to get all the Warbonds. Quick highlights through the Superstore that I would recommend. Double Freedom, amazing shotgun. Siege Ready Medium, the only Siege Ready you can get. This is Siege Ready Heavy, another great passive. Currently, the armor I want to showcase in the Superstore that is special is not in rotation. So I'll show you here the reason I bought it. I believe stats-wise, the most defensive strong armor in the game is the one that just came out called the Bulwark. You can get that from the Superstore. 50% explosive resistance and 180 armor rating. The second strongest one is the Grandeur, also in the Superstore. Armor rating of 150, 25% resistance to explosive, 25% resistance to chest, and stops bleeding from the chest. And the third strongest one is the Fortified Commando with just an armor rating of 200. All three of these are the strongest armored defensive, and they're in the Superstore. This is discounting the other type of armor that's the strongest to survive, and that's the Democracy Protects, which is a 50% chance of not taking lethal damage. So arguably, that's also the strongest armor that you can get, except it's only an armor rating of 100. So this is a contender of first place or second or third place of strongest armor. Now, I want to make a note about super credits and farming them. The game wants to be generous and offer premium currency to be farmed in-game by finding them in lockers and so forth. And you get 10 cents at a time. That's nice. Most games would never do that. Or they would have a login bonus, something like that. That's the way this game does it. This is unfortunate because it causes so many people to farm difficulties 1 to do it. And you're not really playing the game, you're just farming for credits. And you can get all the Warbonds like that for free with just getting takes about 3 hours to get $10 worth of super credits, which is a lot of time, which arguably is better to just pay and support the game that you like. Support the game that you want to succeed. But you can get super credits. Now, they have mentioned over a year ago that they don't like that people farm difficulty 1, and it's not meant to be that way, and I'm surprised they've not changed it yet. I'm sure they don't want the backlash of it changing it. They should come up with better methods of it. It can still be found in-game. My propose is they start giving a Warbond free every year. They should have a Warbond star token when you buy the game, and they should have gotten one out for every anniversary. So everybody should have 3 star tokens at least for free Warbonds. That's my suggestion, because 22 Warbonds is far too much. Any new person that drops in this, and the mockery that they're getting right now of having so much in-game Superstore is absurd. $300+ for this live service game. They should be giving some stuff away for free. And they do by super credits, but farming the super credits, that's also a bad way to do it, because the average player may not know about that method, and the people that do it, it's just lame farming. Instead, they should reward it to say, maybe you only get 2 super credits pick up per pile based on the difficulty. So I might say on level 1, every super credit you pick up, every super credit pile that you find is 2 or 3 cents. But if you play on difficulty 10 and you pick up that pile, it should be 20 or 30 cents. That's what I think as a modifier. Also, higher difficulties are all lockers. Get rid of samples. Get rid of the regular credits that were capped out at 50,000. People don't want that. Then that actually encourages people to go to these lockers and play higher difficulties in search of them to get super credits. And you won't feel like, well, you're supposed to be farming level 1s because you can crank it out and get 1,000. You can get 1,000 credits in 2.5 or 3 hours with a group of people on difficulty 1. And you're going to be getting 20 or 30 cents an hour or 40 cents an hour on high difficulties where you're struggling to get through level and you're barely finding because they're spread across so far on the map. And you're finding samples instead inside that loot probability. It's a bad design. So my recommendation is be friendly, give super tokens out, give premium tokens out. You built it into the game to give the blue premium tokens. Why not? Why haven't Arrowhead used it yet? And change the value of super credits that you find in higher difficulties. Either a multiplier so that you know you're always going to get 3, you're going to get 10 times the amount of super credits that you get on 10 as you do on 1, whether it's 20, 30, or 40 cents a pile, or less but more piles to be found. Something like that needs to be fixed. But people are going to be upset when they take away farming. But if they keep it in the game and it can be earned, that would be neat. Or challenges. People have said, why isn't the mission order give super credits instead of giving medals, which people are capped out at 250 with? So that's why people are not interested in doing mission orders. There's no incentive to do MOs if you played this game a lot because you're already full on medals. But say there's super credits involved, people are going to be doing MOs. So hopefully this video is educational for people that are brand new, overwhelmed by the 21 Warbonds